Hello and welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I'm going to show you the new Audi RS6 made by Keng Fai, new subdivision called KiloWorks. Now, obviously, I got this one from Chinese company called Small Ant Model Car, which I used all my model come from them basically. I paid for $144 US, which is not a bad price. I think it's really reasonable and fair. And if you look in other places, maybe they might be a bit more expensive than these guys, and they directly get it from manufacturers and they always give it the fair price, which is good. So I really recommend this company, and they're not paying me for it, by the way, but I'm just promoting their business because I really like their company, and they always give me the good price and always well packed and delivered, doesn't matter wherever you are in the world. So there we are. Now, this one is made by Keng Fai, so I have a really high hope for it because I have the Rolls Royce Cunningham, and as you know, that is the amazing model and absolutely brilliant and so heavy, so much die cast. Everything you touch is nice and solid and absolutely amazing quality. And also the Honda NSX as well, which is a brilliant car, which is it has all the details and everything about that model is brilliant. So I thought that this is gonna be one of those, and I was really having high hope for Audi model because I don't have good Audi in my collection, unfortunately. I mean, they are alright, they are from Norev and iScale, but the as you know, iScale's Audi sucks. I hate that car so much. I want to sell it and from eBay and then get another one or something like that. But anyway, so I was hoping this car to be one of those top end model, but unfortunately this is not what I was hoping for either. I'll tell you why, and then I'll go through all the stuff in detail. So you have seen my brief introduction with the music in the other video, so this one is me talking in detail. Now this is something that you will not know in those videos. And also do check my description in every video that I posted, because I always write something in there with the price, where you get it from, how much I pay for, the weight, and every detail that I can think of, all the pros and cons as well. So yeah, do check it out. Now this one, on the surface, it looks good. Okay, I'm not saying this is a bad model. This is actually definitely better than Norev or iScale for sure. However, there are some inconsistency around here. I'm gonna show you that now. Now let's talk about the car first. Now, on the surface, as usual, this car feels nice and solid, but it's not heavy as some of the model that I already have. I feel a bit lighter. Considering this is a four-door Avant, cars, it should be heavier anyway than a normal two-door coupe. But feels somehow a little bit light. When I measure it, it's about 999 grams, so which is about 1 kilo, pretty much. So it's okay, but yeah, it's not that heavy as the Rolls Royce or the NSX. NSX is considered as only two-door, but it's heavier than this one. Okay. Now anyway, the headlight details are good, and you got all the front grills, and it seems to be see-through-ish, even though you can't physically see anything. Well, I can see something, that radiator grills and stuff in there, but it's not like very visible. But you can see the some kind of like sensors at the front, and you don't have any parking sensor, unfortunately. But it has a decent amount of details on the front. If I open the bonnet, now obviously the engine detail is much better than in Norev for sure. And it has this cover. It's supposed to be magnet or something, but it doesn't really stick well like the Lexus, but it's okay. It's not too bad. And you got some decal and some of the deep details in the engine. They are individual pieces as well, which is good. They're not painted or plastic that stick together. There seems to be individual pieces, which is nice. And then you also have the some kind of strut style opening in here, which is nice, not like a dot leg style, which is good. And now closing really nice as well. Now the front wheel is okay, the brake disc and caliper are decent, and you have the Audi ceramic brake, which is nice. The wheels spin really nicely. Now this is going to be the first problem that I have here. The tires in this car is a little bit loose, and somehow they don't seem to be stable either. It's a bit wobbly. Now I'm doing it on the front wheel. You might say, okay, it's the front wheel, what do you think, you know? But also at the back feel a little bit wobbly as well. And so that is one issue that I have. And another thing is it doesn't turn properly though. I mean, you can turn, the steering wheel doesn't really move much. I mean, yeah, very slightly, not much. But then the problem, if I turn it here, and somehow the wheel got trapped in the body, so it's hard to turn it back. You know, like now this is, you see, it doesn't turn back because it's kind of stuck with it. So the tire and the wheels and the hole that they have here is a bit too tight here, and I think it's mainly because it's too thick die cast in this corner. And they should make it a little thinner to make the wheel to go around a bit easier. As a result, you can see that the tire is already coming off from the ring, and you can see that because of the it's pushing it, so you have to put it back a little bit. And that's one issue that I noticed in this car. And the tire details are good. It's not too bad. You got some marking on it as well to make it even more realistic. And this is the same as RS6 and the Keng Fai, you know. That's the way KengFai do it, I guess, and also in the Rolls-Royce Cunningham. Another thing that I like about KengFai is they also have the heat line on the rear windows, which is windscreen. I mean, you can see that here, which is nice, and that's what they do. And all the quality here on the die cast, it seems to be nice and heavy and quite stiff, which is good. And the door details are also very good. You can see there seems to be individual pieces, leather stitching. You got door entry light, and then all the panel, there seems to be different pieces there because you can feel it when you touch it. They are not seems to be painted or some kind of sticker that stick to it. Interior is okay. I can see some dials and buttons, and carpet is there as well. You got brake, you know, and accelerator, they're all there. Another thing, the seat can actually move forward and backward. It's not just the driver's seat, it's also passenger seat as well. So that's good. And on top of that, I can't actually do anything at the top. It kind of stuck. I think they are permanently stay there. You cannot bring the wind, you know, sun visor down or anything like that. Windows wise, you got the front one is clear glass, and then the back is the tinted, which is different color, and that's also good. You got bucket Audi sports seat, which is good as well. Seatbelt everywhere, and that's all nice detail here. Now the back, and also strut style, which is good. And you can see this, that seat can actually fold down. That's one cool thing about it. And also if I push it down, and the seat can actually go all the way down, which is really nice. See, it's completely open up. And yep, you got carpeted in the back as well. You got a few detail inside. Okay, it's a bit difficult to see because it's all black and dark. And that's one thing that I'll have to say about these Audi models. I don't know why. I have the KengFai, I have iScale, I also have Norev, and they all seem to be at the same thing that they all have in common. What, you know, which is the dark interior, and there is no sunroof here whatsoever. I don't understand why the Audi won't allow these company to have these kind of thing in the model car, which is very annoying. They should have a, you know, sunroof. This is a Avant. You know, it would be so nice if I have massive panoramic sunroof here, but unfortunately they don't, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, apart from moaning aside, I think generally this is okay. You got parking sensor on the back bumper, but not at the front. I don't know why you don't have it at the front either. And the light details are okay. You got wipers and everything is individual. And you got all the sticker and everything else. And you got brake light here, which is all nice detail here. And obviously this fuel flap is not gonna open. But generally, I think it's a good model, but I think they could have done a bit better. And the main reason why I say this is all a little bit flimsy, a little bit, you know, inconsistent. And another example I gotta show you is the this wind, you know, side mirror is very loose here, and compared to the other side is a little stiff and this one is loose and also tilted as well. You can see it's kind of weird here. So other than that, I think this is a good model, but a little bit, you know, they could have done better on this, and it's not solid quality as the other two model, I'm afraid. So other than that, I would say this is worth having it in your collection. They do come in 3 different colors. You got this gray and red with a completely black, and I think there is also the white version as well. And you also have a little bit of underneath detail as well, which is not too bad. So you all have suspension, the wheel spin nicely, and so on. So yeah, it's a really good model, but it's let down by the attention to detail in some area, and try to make it a little bit more consistent in terms of the older part. For example, when I have opened this one, and one of these little plastic bumper piece has already fallen off, which I have to super glue it back, which is kind of annoying. And then another thing I can show you that this black plastic part here is a little bit loose as well, and eventually this piece will come off as well. So things like that, a little bit inconsistency in terms of gluing it, you know, in the car or something like that. And otherwise, this is a really good model. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.